the stars so bright. Pull your hat down, make sure your cinch is tight. Horse is kinda snuffy, cold chill up your spine. You'll get your ass moving, son, we're burning daylight.
Howdy there, I'm Matt McKinley and we're burning daylight.
In the saddle till the job's done right.
Welcome to Burning Daylight, the only podcast for the working cowboy. What do you think about that, Thad?
Man,
That's pretty cool, huh?
yeah. Who did the voiceover for it?
I did the voiceover, and then Matt Wilson did the song for me. So, yeah, it's I always joked back in college I wanted my own theme song, but now I actually have my own theme song, and I'm not sure what to do with that information. You know, like I feel like you're cocky about it, but like also probably not a good idea. You get too cocky and you get brought down to where you should be real quick.
Yeah, you'll get thumped pretty hard.
Yeah. So yeah, Thad's back, fellas, ladies and gents. It's been a while. Thad's been busy. He's he's all grown up and stuff. He's got a stash, got a baby, and a wife, and yeah, I just living the dream down. You're never leaving Alabama, are you? Like that's just where you're gonna be.
That's it. I thought Montana was cool until I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, you're well. I say you're stuck, but like I mean, like you're just home more than anything. It's not so much you're stuck; you're just home.
Right? Yeah, I go see all these cool places, man. I think you gotta have how many acres per head? You got it made here.
Yeah, I bet that's a whole different deal. Because when you're running head to the acre instead of acres per head, that's a whole it changes the ball game a little bit.
Well, I don't want to get too crowded, but if somebody wanted to make some money, I'd come.
Yeah. when I was up in Montana, I thought it was pretty cool, but it was also just really, really damn cold, and then I ended up back on the high plains where I was from, and I just felt, it's not so much that I like the high plains, it's just kind of that's where it's from, it's what I was used to, and now I'm out in the desert, and it's honestly, other than having a ring of mountains surrounding me, it's just like back home. Like people are kind of the same, and the climate's essentially the same. We just got quite a bit better view. So it's so I just remember when I went back to Kansas here for a wedding earlier this summer. I referred to Nevada as back home, and that's the first time I can recall ever doing that. So I guess this is where I'm at.
Yeah, I've never been there.
Well, you got a room if you ever want to, see some new country.
Yeah, I'm ready to stay here for a while now.
Well, yeah, I won't put you to work like Jesse did. I haven't had a natural disaster come through my way, so if you come out my way, we're only gonna ride for as far as you want to. Like we're not going anything crazy. Like I don't have. I'm still a feedlot man at the end of the day. I got some big country right outside the gates, but I'm still a feedlot man.
Just riding your pins, man.
Yeah.
Hey, I miss riding pins, man. You talking about just making some horses kind of fancy,
Yeah, you can really get some cool lateral movement out of a horse, and just like you can really get them to cow, um, just throughout the day. Yeah, they get sour, but like you can really teach them a lot in a feedlot setting.
I don't know. Here, man, it's like, which I'm sure it's like that out there. All right, I'm in a work truck. I don't have to turn it down. There they go. But yeah, so like we got bad holes and gullies here. You know, a lot of people wouldn't know that, but live, it's just kind of like a valley and it stays kind of swampy, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But then up there where that embryo place is, I was telling you about earlier. You know, you just got time we cleared that place when we bought it. We bought it, cattle and everything, you know. And that place, there was one gully where 3 of our horses fell down, like same place, you know. And people just wouldn't think that for Alabama. They don't think rough country when they think out. I don't know. I don't. I don't know. I'm not a rough country.
No, I don't ever get in that piss and match because I've rode through some tough country, but there's always somebody that's rode through tougher country for longer and with less
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever. Like it
yeah.
that's just a pissing contest. I know I'm not gonna win, so
Oh yeah. I mean, you got guys out there, you know, in sure enough tough country, you know,
mhm.
and you know, at the end of the day, you can wear different hats if you want to. It doesn't really matter. We're all trying to do the same damn thing.
Yeah, well, and also at the end of the day, we're all cowhands that you know, usually with some sort of substance problem, a mild underlying substance problem, and we like to tell stories, and then like with those, you know, beverages, with each beverages, the stories get a little bit bigger too. So like even though there's some
Yeah.
guys that really ride some tough country, they also like. They don't get to town very often. When they do, they like to talk about how tough that country is, and it gets a little tougher every time.
Right.
They tell their stories, and so it just like I said, it's all a pissing contest that I know I won't win that one. So I'll
Yes,
ag
sir.
on some other people's stories. I like to be an observer on those and ag them on a little bit maybe, but I don't try to compare mine too much.
Right. Yeah. It's I have many cool. I don't have any cool stories anymore. I don't catch cattle. I've got like one client that I kept that like family, but besides that, man, I go to my normal job, embryos, and I come back home.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same, man. I go to work, a podcast. Like I don't bring in any outside horses anymore because um yeah, like I've never charged a whole lot because I can kind of take a green broke horse and put 60 days on him in the feed lot, and I don't have to pay for feed, so I can undercut a lot of different folks that way. But now like and like it's just not feedlot country out here, so there's not as many people looking you know for horses to be rode. I mean, they are, but they're people I don't like. I don't want to deal with. Like they're so and it's not worth the $500 a month that I charge them because I don't have to feed them. So it's just like no and there's a way better chance that I'm going to wake up feeling good in the morning if I don't if I don't take in these outside horses. So I'm just like I don't know, it's not worth it anymore. And
Yeah.
so like I spend more time either you know you know just wrestling with my kids or trying to find new ways to try to make money off this podcast. So uh,
Yeah.
it's it's my my things have shifted. Like I still really enjoy doing cowboy stuff and talking with cowboys, but like I don't, like I said, like the outside horses is kind of one thing that's dropped off my list. I haven't gone to as many brandings that as I'd like to here the last couple of years, but COVID sure changed a bunch of shit too. Like for as it didn't hit us near, or at least my part of the world, near as bad as a lot of different, like especially in the cities, but it still changed like it, because everything just like it was just like a stutter step in time, like where everything just got off a rhythm just a little bit, like
Yes, sir.
everything. And so like Brandon's were weird that year, and then like they still keep going on because Kev's got to be branded and stuff, but like everything seemed to like just like stutter step a little bit, and like we're like trying to get back into rhythm, and I don't know if we ever actually um will fully. I don't know. It's just society's still in a weird spot.
It's hard to speak of that without getting into a bunch of junk, man. But
I know, and we're not.
yeah,
I'm tired of like I enjoyed talking about it at times, but like fuck, I'm tired of talking about it. Like
you bet.
I want to I want to hear about Thad. Like you got a little boy. You're newly married. You've been what's it? You're 2 years married now?
2 years. Yes, sir. 2 years.
Nice.
Yeah,
And
Shepherd, he'll be on the 30th. So
nice. August 30th.
So he's August 30th. Yes, sir.
Nice.
And he's so speaking. I truly now I understand what a COVID baby is. He's getting a little better, but like in the hospital, we didn't want anybody to come see us, and we didn't want to go see anybody. And and so when we go in public, he's really shy, and if you come to my house, he is a damn bear cub.
Yeah.
He's wild at home, and but he's coming out of he loves to go to work with me and stuff like that. But I don't know. I'm kind of special to him, but yeah. And so
awesome,
I mean, lots changed. I don't ranch rodeo anymore. Stan, I got mad one year, and I said, that's it. I'm getting my old job. I said, I'm quitting. I'm moving to town. I'm getting a desk job. And hell, I guess all them guys took me serious. I haven't got a call since. And I still call them come day work for or something. But that's about it, man. I probably wrote two mama cows in a year. Probably wrote I don't know. 10, 15 calves a week. That's about it. I mean, a whole lot.
Yeah.
I'm on a horse a lot, but luckily, it's just broke, and we can just kind of get behind them. And they'll kind of go to the pens. I don't have any. A couple guys I help. We don't have any wild cattle or anything like that. So days 12, 14 miles. That's about all we'll ride in one day.
Yeah. It's I don't know, like summer times are always just like at work they're just slow, but like nothing happens, but everybody takes vacation in the summer because it's slow. And so like we have nothing but Holstein heifers, and they're like I mean I roped for the first time in a week today just to pull a damn heifer that got high centered on the top cable of the fence. Like that's the extent of my wild cowboy stories, for the summer. It's like, but it's also we like we went up to Idaho for the Brown Brothers reunion music festival up there. Same time you were up in Montana doing the Lord's work, and I was telling you before we started recording, I felt like a real asshole seeing pictures of you and your your crew up there helping Jesse rebuild, from the aftermath of the giant flood up there. And I was just like partying my ass off up in Idaho. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
hey, I know those guys.
Yeah,
I should have been there.
I was a slave driver, man. Slave driver. I got up there and I thought, hell, I thought slavery ended years ago.
Yeah, you're like, I thought I came from slavery, and no, apparently it's still
Right.
practiced up in the North Country.
At least we were able to stay in the big house. I'll say that.
Yeah,
But no, it was good. Like I was telling you, I couldn't let the guys with me. We had a good cow man with us, and that coming, we worked one evening, and that was an embarrassing story. I got buck sore, but yeah, it was great put up. So that was good, and we made Jay happy.
yeah.
I didn't think that was possible.
Tom Selleck,
Yeah,
but like tougher.
They say, if you ever shook that man's hand, they say he can thump you.
Yeah, that guy's
Just
got a.
Oh man,
So he's got a bear trap of a hand. I mean, that thing is.
yeah.
Yeah, it's like it's a vice. That guy's stout. He's a stout dude.
Yeah, so we were pulling in, and I said, guys, just wait till you shake Jay's hand. What's the big deal? And I was like, you'll see. Just wait. And we all got there and introduced everybody, and every time they'd shake his hand, they'd look back at me and be like, what? Us. But
yeah, like
good folks, him and Mama Tina.
yeah, they're really good people. I don't know. I went up there when he got married, and shit, we'd talked a couple times on the podcast, and then off and on the phone. But he invited us up there, and then just treated us like we were old family friends, and
Yes, sir.
and we were. I thought it was gonna be kind of one of those awkward type deals because we hadn't ever met in person, and but no, like it was just hey, we're getting married, and we got a few things to finish up. You mind helping us? And then that 15 hours later we're eating supper. But
dude, I'm telling you, so
yeah,
they ate before 7, and we ate breakfast at we went out and we worked, and we wrapped up about 10 o'clock every 95, and so it stays light for so long there.
oh yeah,
I wasn't used to that. I don't know how those guys don't kill themselves. I mean, labor wise.
That's one part of the world where you can literally work yourself to death because in the dead of the summer, I mean, it'd be like 10:30 before the sun goes down.
Dude, it was excuse me, it was just insane. Oh, my wife just texted me and said I'm shooting the dud. But yes, so it was back to you seeing Jesse, or whatever. I thought it was going to be weird. We were on our finals, rode up, headed north, which I don't know if anybody on here like around Clayton, New Mexico, but that was probably some of the prettiest country I've ever seen.
See, that's right around where I grew up. You were about 45 minutes from my old man's place.
Yeah, that was, Sid and I, we have talked about, just around talking, right? Not meaning anything, but, we were like, man, if we could move to this gorgeous country. And, but, there was grass, and, I don't know, it's pretty country. But anyway, then we headed up and we stopped. I don't remember where we always stopped. We stopped so many places. We went like Colorado, and then we went up to, Jesse's like, well, stay with us. Might be awkward. And man, I'm telling you, it was like hard, and it was like I've known him my whole life. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I had that same feeling. I mean, like I still have the vest, same vest that all of his groomsmen wore at the wedding. He gave me one because he had an extra, and I was like, well, I don't know if I mean, I'll wear it because it's kind of cool, but I don't know if I deserve this. Yeah. Anyway, Jesse Stetson's a real son of a bitch, and I hate it.
What's up?
What's up, buddy? Oh, good to see you, man.
How you guys doing? Can you hear me?
We gotcha. Loud and clear, man.
Sweet.
Yeah. How's things?
Just peachy.
Yeah. Just ranching. Just ranching.
Yeah, just loving life, man.
Well, I mean, shit, it could be worse, I guess.
It can always be worse.
Yeah, for everybody that doesn't know, Jesse, he abandoned God and God retaliated on him. and you had the flood of the century hit you here a couple weeks ago, something, or about a month ago?
June 12th.
June 12th. So 2 months ago, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that was wild. Like that. I imagine. Imagine several years down the road, you'll look back on it and say that was kind of cool to see. But right now, you're just like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't. It's been pretty rough.
I mean, I can imagine, man.
Between our place and all of our neighbors and stuff, I mean, it's something that is going to take, it's going to take years to recover from. I mean, a lot of us took generations to build, get destroyed in 24 hours. Like it was toothpick, big deal, but we press on.
Yeah, I don't know what else you do. I mean, that's about all you can do. And you're just like, well,
keep drinking bourbon.
Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
Yeah, that's wild. I mean, it reminds me a lot of the 07 blizzard back home, where it was just like fucking devastating. I mean, just and it was, but I think we got 4 foot of snow and 70-mile-an-hour winds, which 4 foot of snow is nothing for the mountains, but out on the plains, it's like, I mean, it fucks shit up.
Guys, the South would die.
South, like the South would cure racism if they had a 4 foot of snow blizzard.
We wouldn't have enough milk and bread to last.
No.
But and I'm sure it's kind of the same way with, like, I guess you guys got hurricanes and shit down there, but like, oh, when Mother Nature bitch slaps you, like, it fucking hurts. I mean, it fucking hurts.
Man, I don't know what happened, but like past week became like Tornado Alley.
Yeah, what the fuck? Like, over the past 10 years, like Oklahoma moved to Alabama. I mean, culturally, there's not much difference. They're all big, enormous, disgusting people, but I'm just teasing you, Thad. I'm just teasing you.
Yeah. No, you're not.
Can't talk shit about
I'm not
Alabama no
talking
more,
about
man.
you. I'm not talking about you.
I just met 8 of the coolest cats from Alabama. They came up here and blessed the hell out of all of us. It was pretty sweet. Guys from Texas,
Yeah, man.
and historically, I'm not a huge fan of Texans, but
Good people is good people. So,
yeah.
I will continue to talk shit on Texas and Alabama and whoever else I feel like talking shit on, because I like talking shit. But like I told Thad the other day, I was like, that is such a cool thing that you guys did, and I always know that like we've been kind of internet buddies for a while. We all have, but like seeing that, I know that if like for some crazy weird reason I get in a bind, like I could call Thad and he would help out in some way or another. And
Nope.
nope,
You're on your own.
And move your ass. I
Like I told you, we didn't do a whole lot. We just went up there and hung out with them, man. Really.
They kicked ass, man. They built miles and miles and miles of debris. Helped finish up tearing out the remains of Broodmare barn. Like it was huge. I mean, I just with Thad and their crew, but I mean, my mom, man, she was a long time, mentally. It's pretty hard to watch something that you work so hard on. It's really her passion, her dream, and it literally just freaking over. And I mean, you were here for my wedding, Matt. Nice down there at all, man. I mean, there's no fence posts left, nothing, man. I mean, it's a wedding ceremony. There isn't a stand any fence left, any all out of the ground, and took everything with it. And I mean, and for people who don't know, a 5,000 head feedlot down there. So I mean, it was a lot of posts and a lot of panels and stuff. And finished decking it out for my mom's horse breeding and training program. And so for her to watch all that unfold, she got to use that broodmare barn for a week. Moved it.
Oh,
and we thought we were real smart, man. We built it was 5 feet above the 100-year floodplain. So we're doing our due diligence and all that. And like I told Thad and the boys, I think I've seen her kind of cut loose a little bit, and she got to hack on Thad quite a bit, which was she was smiling and laughing again, and it was a big weight lift. Oftentimes folks don't realize, you may not have necessary to help in these kind of natural disaster environments, but if you have the time and the ability to help folks like that, it's huge, man. I mean, even hell, just picking up, it's the mental gymnastics you have to go through to get yourself geared up on top of all the other shit you got to do, right? Because we're, at the function, right? So we still have all the irrigation going on and grain harvest, hands happening and yada, yada, yada. And so all that stuff still has to go. And so huge scar on your place that needs attention, and the last damn thing you want to. So it was huge. It was monumental. He just came down up here and hung out. He's full of shit. They worked their butts off.
Yeah, we covered about how slavery still exists, but it's up in the North Country now.
Yeah. Yeah. Did he tell you how much of an asshole I was?
No, we were talking about how it's like not even like brought up as a subject. It's just like if you want to hang out with the Stetson clan when you're in Fromberg, just like the only way you're gonna do it is if you fucking work, because that's all
right.
you guys fucking do is work. So
Right. I know, it's tragic. It's true.
I was like, yeah. So I went up there. We stayed in the big house for the wedding, even though like we'd never met before, and
Mass's house.
and yeah, and then you're just like, hey, we're getting married tomorrow. We got a few things to finish up. You help me first thing in the morning. Yeah, no problem. And then like 15 hours later, like we're finally wrapping up for the night. And like I don't care. I mean, that's just for any
No,
any of us, that live in rural America, 15-hour days is just that's what it is. Nobody. That's how rural America. You take a vacation to go work somewhere else. I swear to God, that's what my life has turned into anymore. It's like I'm all right. I'm taking off so I can go here and either brand calves or whatever, But it's always it's some form of work.
You bet.
But fuck it. That's what we do, ain't it?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's grow up doing, so you don't know any different, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You just see it on TV and shit.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like people have vacations allegedly. I don't know.
We don't have
can't
that much daylight here, even with like y'all have do crap, and here when it gets dark, I shut down. Well, up there, and I'm like, guys, what are we doing?
Yeah. It's like 10:30 and it's just barely the sun's just barely going down up there.
Yeah. Yeah. long ass days, man, for sure.
The
winter, we don't have much daylight in the winter time.
Did you just say winter's nice?
Yeah, it is. That's when you get to slow.
There's
okay, that makes sense.
There's
Gotcha.
2 seasons. An old timer told me there's 2 seasons in Montana, and it's winter and getting ready for winter.
Yep.
That was the old man up on the High Line told me that, and I only spent one winter up there, and I never spent a summer, but it seems very true. It seems like a true statement.
Pretty much. Yeah. And I guess you never really know which one's going to be longer. Which one of those seasons.
Yeah. So.
So the last day we were there, Jason and I, and your dad called me a few days later to ask me a question, and I said, irrigation pipes stay together? He said, yeah. And I said, okay. I wasn't sure it was real loose. Tell me that till after I turned it on. And I said, well, to be honest, I'll still be there.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, I'm not much of an irrigator. I grew up on high plains. We didn't irrigate shit where I was from. Like the rich people had pivots. Everybody else either ran cows or dryland farm. We didn't worry about water. God gave us water from the sky, and that was it.
Here it's a little different. South, we call it rain, and foreign concept to some people out there, but it's pretty nice.
I like to call it God-given water from the sky. It seems a little more accurate for where I grew up and where I live now. Like rain seems like a familiar term, and I'm not very familiar with rain anymore.
Yeah, here I will literally be wearing here, so that's awesome.
It did rain on us a little bit here this last month, so it's been pretty nice. Pretty much all like the last week of July and then all of August has been pretty nice. It was getting what I liked or what the media like to call oppressively hot. I felt like I was in a marginalized category from how goddamn hot it was.
Yeah.
But then we got we got a few rain showers, and I don't know if it did much for the overall um, health of the grass and whatnot, but it at least cooled the ground off a little bit. Knocked the dust down, and like the ground wasn't just baking every day, so that was nice.
Damn hot here. We just we're just getting into fire seasons pretty good. But
has
blows
the fires been bad up there this year?
been as bad as last year. Not yet, knock on wood, but
Yeah,
there's
same here.
up in Elmo. We had one here just as pretty good size fire, but they got it contained in a few days.
I mean, they had
we had.
Oh, go ahead.
We had that. We thought that meant we were getting a lot of moisture, but it down in the valley, that was all a culmination of up in the mountains. Dropped almost 4 feet of wet snow on melted yet, and then it rained for 2 days up there in the mountains, and so all that shit. But we have not seen a lot of precipitation down here in the valley.
So you guys just got butt fucked by Mother Nature. Like you're still in a drought, but everything got washed out in a big flood. Like,
yep,
yeah,
pretty much, yeah. And I mean that river right now, it's hard to believe it was ever as high as it was. I mean, it's maybe hell. If it's a foot deep, I'll be shocked. It's a trickle.
It's wild how much those rivers rise up with just like that quick amount of moisture, because it was like the same right about the same time it flooded in Vegas, and it was I don't know what the deal in Vegas was, because I know there wasn't any snowpack anywhere around there. Because I mean, shit, we didn't even have any in the Sierras hardly. So, but we got 3 or 4 days in a row of like some pretty nice, like it actually set in and rain instead of doing like the normal Nevada thing where it dumps like 2/10 in about 5 minutes and then just it's gone. But it actually set in and rain for about a 1/4 inch, and the river came up, I don't know, a good 6 inches just from that. And like it wasn't enough moisture to do much of anything, but just from that, I mean, like the water turned real brown, and like it was running hard, and it just So then you get kind of an extreme deal like that, wet snow, and then rain right approaching your hottest part of the year, just like fuck. Yeah, that's a lot of water coming down here real quick.
Yeah. Well, we didn't really have a spring. I mean, as far as cool temps, where it kind of slowly off the snowpack. It literally went like 30 degrees to 85, and then so it just got hot as fuck, and all that rain and snow took Red Lodge a little bit, and then just kept on cruising down the river till it beat the shit out of us.
Yeah, we had kind of the same type of deal here, where it was Yeah, it was the winter just really held out for quite a while, and then all of a sudden it was 100 degrees.
Yep.
And yeah, you're just like, where the fuck did that come from? Like it just
Yeah.
it just like smacked you. And it's like, hey, it's summer now. And you're like, oh shit, I guess it is. And like you still got a pile of coats in all your vehicles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was nuts, man. I mean, it was pretty wild. This year's one. I mean, last year was rough as hell too. Last year was severe drought and no rain whatsoever, and all through the summer we ran out of ground because we just didn't have the water. They were shut. Hell, we dammed the river off. Water out of it. I mean, we had D10 cats in the river plugging the water out of it, but and then this year it was quite the opposite as far as the river goes, but and the drive in the kind of in the north central part of the state, they all got a great rain there for a couple months. They did pretty good this year, I guess. That's what I've been told anyway, and but hell of a thing this raising cows is.
Yeah. Does it change your thoughts about the whole climate change situation at all? Seeing all this me neither, but I always wonder like if one of these big events like shifts somebody's opinion, like they're like fuck this, we're fucking up the environment, which that's one thing is like the environmentalists are not wrong when they say we're fucking up the environment. Like they're not wrong.
Sure. Yeah.
But they're pointing the finger at the wrong people.
No,
yeah,
it's not agriculture.
Far one way or far the other.
Yeah.
What's that, Thad?
I said that's the way this works. You're either far but the other. There's no in between.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
That's
like my view on the whole climate change, and I know I've said it plenty of times before, but like I don't think we change the climate, and like I think it's very fucking arrogant to think that you can change the climate. Like the weather's gonna do what the weather's gonna do, but we can make life on Earth a whole lot worse during said climate. Like the 30s showed us that. I mean, the Dust Bowl proved that we can have a profound impact on the effects of the climate. Like, but as far as changing it, I don't think we're gonna change what the weather does. Like, I think we're fucking arrogant to even try. But yeah, how we take care of the Earth is obviously a very important deal, and we learned that lesson in a big way in the 30s. But like they're trying to shut down guys grazing cattle in public lands, but at the same time, like they'll just allow us to overfish everything as long as the big companies make money. They'll allow the Brazilians to buy the beef chain and pump a bunch of foreign beef into our supply system, and
Right.
which, by the way, they're taking down the rainforest to put in grasslands for cattle down in Brazil. But like that they'll donate to the Democrats and say they're green. They're a green company, and everybody's happy.
Yep. Yeah.
In the meanwhile,
I think
they're spending millions of dollars trying to figure out how to trick us into eating crickets instead of animal protein.
Wouldn't cricket
I
be
think,
animal protein? Just saying.
Well, I just want to go. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was just wondering, aren't crickets animal protein?
I guess they are animal protein. You're right, but I guess mammal protein is where I'm going with
Okay.
to be. But hey,
Yeah.
I'm like,
you're
I'm
right.
like, I'm either way too tired, or I really wasn't sure which one it was.
No, you're that's a solid point, and I appreciate that, because that makes you got to be careful when you're making these arguments now. So they're trying to shift us to like an insect diet as opposed to a red meat or even some sort of meat diet. But I like the people that are advocating that. Like, all right, well, take JBS, Swift, or Cargill, or National Beef, or Tyson, and instead of them pushing fat cattle through their slaughterhouses, they're now manufacturing cricket protein. So like if you're promoting that type of diet, just remember who the people are that are going to be producing that diet, and it's going to be Cargill, JBS, Tyson, Pilgrim's Pride, National Beef, but it'd be National Cricket, I guess.
Yeah.
National Cricket. Got some nice
Say,
cricket steaks for you.
I got a thing on that, by the way, and I was gonna ask you to come by for a company, okay? And you know, weight is around here is okay, trying to make sure that's what I do now, kind of. And with that, talking about implants dying out within 2 years because once, okay. Well, so I thought implants, I thought implants, but then this rep, which I know he's pushing, but he said that'll never happen. And I was just kind of curious what y'all's thoughts were on implants. Against them, I'm not anything like that. I was just kind of curious to where that if everything's consumer driven, then we have to bend for the. And at the same time, you hear it from the rep, which is Triumphs. But I wonder what you guys' opinion are. Do you think implants will be, or do you think we'll always implant cattle?
What, bud?
Do you think we'll all, or do you think like implants, or do you think that it will be a thing of the past because it?
Oh, I don't see him going away from implants.
I think on grass cattle, I don't think that's going away. But I think as far as like the NHTC finished cattle, I think that's gonna continue to grow. The market's kind of going that way, and I think genetics a lot of times, like the genetics have almost caught up to the the gain that you would get from a hormone implant. But if you're running just commodity cattle, that's it just depends on your cattle, I guess.
And I get I get everything's how are you promoting your cattle, like how and that you can get prime for or top dog. A lot of people don't know that crap. You know what I mean? They don't know well, and especially here, right? So you've probably got, I think Alabama said average cow guy here is like 20 or something like that. You know what I mean? Like every doctor in the world, and so I didn't know, I mean, implant cattle, like don't get me wrong, when I was at the feed yard and all that, of course we implanted. I'm not a hippie. I don't have anything against the implanting cattle.
Right.
But I just didn't. We don't at work because, of course, we've got the way we market them things, a good premium on them. But But yeah, I just didn't know the topic because, like I said, you have a to sell you crap, and of course, everything they say, that their job is to get you to buy to buy a product. No, like I said, I wanted to get your opinion on it. I don't give a shit one way or another, really. But
Well, there's a definite.
I can say like.
Oh, go ahead, Jesse.
Oh, I was just gonna say. I mean, we don't implant, but I know some guys that run a similar on their calves, but we don't necessarily. I mean, we must, but it's just not something that we've ever personally done. I just don't think that shit's gonna go away. I mean, it's not, what you see in poultry and shit.
Yeah, I think they're gonna try to move away from it, but like, look at show cattle. How many show cattle are juiced up? Like, so it's gonna be the same thing. Like, or look how many just counterfeit fucking order buyers can you think of off the top of your head? And they're it's all about how you market them, and then marketing is just what you say it is. So like you can call them non-hormone and treated cattle all day long, but some guys is gonna give them an implant and call them NHTC, and
right,
and they'll figure out a way to do it.
Yeah, and like I said, I'm not against it. I've been planting cattle my whole life. My battery's about to die. But I just, you said
Thad got we went into that.
What's that?
Thad's whole life is like 12 years in the state of Montana. Carded him. Bar we went to, old Thad got carded.
That's awesome.
And then had to go out to my truck to get my wallet.
Oh, Thaddeus.
I'm just a baby.
Oh, Jamie Joe would have never carded you.
Dude, that's the first time I've heard that name. I should call her.
You should. Oh, yeah. You sent me a message on Facebook here, and it was almost like looking at it. I was like, I should message back, and then I'm like, no, it's a terrible idea. But I'm like, but it was pretty funny.
Well, it was
it got sad real quick.
It really, it really did.
Yeah.
And then, yeah. God. I don't know. Dude,
Jamie Joe. The internet's a wonderful place. Like it's a cesspool, but it's a wonderful place sometimes. How's the knife business? You been able to do anything anything at all since the flood?
No, I have not been in the knife shop at all since so I've been, I've had to refund quite a few people. Many more have been extremely patient and understanding and willing to wait my wrist here a couple days ago, so that might slow me up some more, but by the end of September.
What are you laughing at, Thad? It seems like there's a story to that wrist.
Well, it's just another just damn horse that needs a cocksucker Glock. But anyway, no, I I don't have any opportunity right now. There's still many more miles of fence left to put up, and that stuff is really crucial that's left for the winter feeding program to get that crap done before I can concentrate on that. So it's been, we've been lean here because that's kind of my paycheck really is a knife. But I've been kind of just focusing on helping the neighbors and my folks. And I got this big auction benefit coming up in September. And I'm going to create a Facebook and Instagram for it. And I'll have a bunch of items to bid on online as well for those who can't make the actual benefit. There's been a lot of really incredible donations from tack makers to bridles, custom buckles, stirrups, custom stirrups, in Canada, quirts, and all kinds of really cool stuff. A bunch of knife makers
tooled
that follow
wallet.
me.
I'm gonna throw that in there.
Tooled wallet. Yeah.
And
then a bunch of.
I've got a head stall around here too. I'm gonna throw in there. So
heck yeah, man.
It got donated to me.
Appreciate that.
They were both told to go to a good cause, and so I can't think of a better one. So
yeah, well, I have a local fencing company that's agreed to sell us all of the wholesale costs, so that's pretty great. And I'm very thankful. So, but we need to raise about $350,000 in. So, and I think right now we're really raised in cash donations. So that's pretty great. Actually, kind of shocked it's taken off like it has. I really wasn't expecting so much generosity from folks. We had the governor when this all happened. The town of Fromberg is full, and we lost 100 homes. So it was hit probably the only thing you'll hear on the news. They like to talk a lot about the tourist place, Red Lodge, and there was devastation there for sure from them, but you'll never hear about Fromberg. So
no,
and it was damn sure. We had the governor here himself, and he could help everybody. And there were 15 or 20 farmers and ranchers out here give his little spiel, and then a week later, one of his clerks contacted that their hands were tied. There isn't any money or the FSA for any of this stuff, unfortunately. So as far as insurance, everybody always says, well, hopefully you're insured. Basically, the way that works is after Hurricane Katrina, all these insurance companies got smart with their policies, and so in the fine print of everyone states that if they're the governor of the state you're in, due to a natural disaster, they are no longer liable to pay for federal and state entities that can pick up the tab. Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So
you paid all that money for
years and
less
years
than nothing.
and years.
You paid it all so you can bend over and just get.
Yep, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway,
that governor made a really good speech and got some good sound bites about how he was helping rural Montana.
That's what it turned into. It was a photo shoot.
Yep.
Senator Steve Daines is another douchebag. He really cared more about the tourist stuff. Have spoken to him. He just, they don't get it. But I think I mean, folks in the ag sector have always been alone on a lot of this stuff. Do it our own way, and that's kind of the way we're going here. There's a lot of really cool stuff donated. My buddy's donating a coyote hunt. There's some guns available and some Traeger grills, cool stuff. So it's going to be a good deal. It'll be a live auction, and that's September 10th. If anybody wants to do it.
Thanks, sir.
You got go, Thaddeus.
Yeah, I got it. But Matt, we'll catch up, man.
Good to visit with you, man.
Yeah. No. Sorry, I gotta jump, but I'm in that company truck.
It's all right.
Charge my phone, so and God forbid I wake this baby up.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. So, now, Thad, you're a good man.
Yeah,
I'm glad to know you, man.
Well, I'm just tinkering around.
Yeah. Okay. Hey, just felt like running.
I just felt like. Hey, I think I think Sid showed it to me. It's like, or maybe the TikTok guys just need to run when they get horny. This guy, I'm talking, just dripping sweat. He's like, for 8 days. And I thought, boy, that bitch Jenny.
Oh, Jenny she's the worst character in all of movie history. Fuck Jenny.
Yeah, she's worse than Jake. But
yeah.
All right, guys. We'll talk to you later. Thanks.
All right. See you, Thad.
See you, buddy.
See you, man.
Nice stash, dude. Oh shit. How's your little man doing? He's getting big.
He's doing fantastic. Running around, growing like a weed, man.
Oh yeah, I hear you. My kids are, yeah, they're too much. My little girl is gonna like rule the world one of these days. That little girl is nonstop all the time. She's a younger version of Rachel Wilson is the best way I can like. Have you ever met them in person, Matt and Rachel Wilson?
I haven't had the opportunity to meet.
She's like Rachel and Sophia are like they're kindred spirits. They're just like they're loud, outgoing, but also like super talented and funny and just like I don't know. That little girl's gonna, yeah. And Gus is he caught the autism. he caught if you ask him about dinosaurs, he'll go off for at least 90 minutes.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, he's too smart. I gotta teach him the ways to tone down the autism to make it palatable for the general public.
Great, man.
No, yeah, it's like, all right, so this is why you'll become a libertarian, because they're the only ones that will continue to argue with you.
Yeah, no doubt. I haven't had the pleasure of meeting Matt and Rachel. I've talked to them an awful lot. Matt has made me, I think he's made me 3 bits now. But and I think they're going to donate something too for the benefit.
That's awesome.
But I've spoken to them on the phone a lot. They had a family wedding. I hooked them up with a buddy's place to stay or something like that. But
nice.
I haven't got a chance to actually meet them. So
I would imagine, like me and Thad were talking before you, and we were actually talking about it like right as you jumped on. So that's why I said you're a giant piece of shit, because we can't say nice stuff to each other's face. That's how guys are. But I don't know if you thought the same way when I came up to the wedding. I was like, this could be weird because we've never actually met. And then it just it felt like we've known each other forever. And and that was the same way with the Wilsons. When we met in person for the first time, we were at the diner there at Stockman's in Elko. And 15 minutes later, I could have swore we were going to get kicked out of there because we were laughing too loud. And yeah, they're cool people.
great.
Like Thad's cool people. That's the coolest thing about this damn podcast is you two would have never met if it wasn't for this little shit show that I put on.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but I know this community, and I know there's good people everywhere, and it's just a way that people another way for us to interact. And I'm super
people
impressed with the community.
There's tons of people I've met through your podcast, like Chill for sure. And like I say, I've got several of their bits, and then another one is Nick Allen Lute.
Mm-hmm.
Gave me a couple quirts and some reins and stuff, and hella talented, and I would have never met Dan Hartman. Probably lives 3 hours from me or whatever if he hadn't come on your podcast, in one of his problem horse clinics or whatever.
Yeah.
No, it's pretty cool how it works. I mean, the old.
Isn't it cool when you get a unexpected message from Dan Hartman?
Yeah.
It makes you
solid rock.
Makes you feel like you're doing something right.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Fucking Hartman. I don't know the last time he's talked to people, and he sent me a message.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't know. That's another. He's one of those. He was born 150 years too late, but I'm sure another guy I've never met in person, but I know we've kind of become buddies because he'll every now and then he'll just text me out of the blue or send me a message on Facebook and whatnot, and so it's that's a pretty cool feather in your hat when you can say I've got Hartman and Boots O'Neill and they're just now buddies. Never saw that coming.
Oh yeah,
never saw that coming.
Yeah, you bet, man. Absolutely.
I don't know. It's cool though. There's so much to be disappointed about in this life. Life's just kind of shitty right now, but there's glimmers of beauty in it, and I don't know. I think the ag community, for all its faults, and for it's about as good a community as you're gonna find, and particularly the type that work with livestock. I think they just gotta. We have a different view on life that is more in tune with I guess the earth, nature, whatever, or just the natural cycle of life,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, kudos to Thad, but all the guys he brought are all, involved in ranching in some way, shape, or form. They ran their own cows and, had their own place, or they worked for one or whatever, but they were all just top-notch dynamite guys. So, it was the shot in the arm I needed for sure.
Well, and it's not
pretty bleak.
it's not that I ever thought Thad wouldn't do something like that.
Yeah, but he's the least expected, right?
Yeah, he's not the guy. If you would ask me, who do you think showed up in Fromberg to help the Stetsons?
Yeah,
Thad would not have been at the top of my list. So I wasn't surprised when I saw that, because I think it was your mom that posted the pictures
Yeah.
first. And so like, I wasn't surprised when I saw it, but I was like, I knew I liked that guy for a reason,
Yeah.
like that. I knew there was a reason I've kept that guy in, I've kept, in some sort of contact with that guy because for whatever reason, I just
Yeah.
know like that's a good, solid dude. And it turns
Absolutely.
out like he's more than that.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we didn't really speak much about this. Like, when the flood had, making sure we were, still alive and our houses were intact. And then I don't know, I didn't hear from him for probably a month, and he just called me up and said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna in August to help you do some fencing and shit." And I said, "Yeah, man. I one of the things I've learned is to never refuse help.
Yeah.
It does kick you in the pride pretty hard, but it's worth it. Has been worth it for me, not only just because of the help, the obvious, but most important, you meet, the community. Your community grows, and in networking, anything, right? So, I mean, I promise you that a lot of those guys, they'll be buying some of Mama,
Yeah.
and that opportunity wouldn't have arisen had they not been here.
Yeah.
But beyond that, it's the friendship, and he had 4 guys, and he had 4 more guys show up a couple days later. 4 guys flew in from Texas, and I just made these volunteers at different neighbors' places, and got help for a couple of days, and that was great. And they helped me on one of my lease places for a couple of days. Get it out there. I lost a pasture on that lease place. It's all just river rock and silt now. Lost probably I don't know, close to 6 miles of fence. So it was pretty brutal. But my parents, they got smacked the hardest, man. I mean, that broodmare barn, I think it was a 14 stall broodmare, and the whole arena and round pins and all the. I mean, it's a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
So
well, I tell you what, Jesse. One of these days, we're having the fucking Resendibus at Stetson Ranches, and
yeah,
I don't care. I don't care if 15 people show up, but we're gonna have it.
No, I think we need to. I think it'd be a.
Well, it might just be me and you and Hartman beating horses.
That'd be
and
fine.
That's it.
That'd be fine.
we'll film it and put it up on the Patreon.
Mm-hmm.
No, just drink whiskey and beat horses.
Yeah. Well, any chance a person gets to watch Dan work with horse of the effort, for sure.
I bet. I was so jealous of.
Yeah.
Like that. There's been more times you have ruined me back to Montana. Like I had really no desire to go back to Montana until we went up for your wedding, and I loved it. And then I realized I met the wrong people in Montana, and now like I kind of want to go back, and I'm just like, God, fuck you, Jesse. Like you ruined me on Montana again. That's all right.
Yeah.
It's no, I just I I saw that on Facebook, and I really did feel like a real asshole. Like I was in my shorts and flip flops up in Chalice, Idaho. Like I was cooking breakfast for the crew as we were camping out for this music festival, which is awesome, by the way. Like you should bring the wife and the little one over one of these days, one year for us, because it's a fun time. But I was cooking bacon, scrolling through Facebook, and your mom posted a picture of Thad and the boys, and I was like, I'm a real dick. I could just as easily been there, like, but I wasn't, so I apologize.
It's all good, man. There's plenty of work left, so.
Well, I was
anytime.
gonna say, let's wrap up the main episode on that note. So like anybody that looking for something to do and see some cool country, get a hold of Jesse Stetson. He can put you to work for a weekend, and
you bet.
And then he'll show you a good time too. Like I can promise you that Jesse is a good host. One of the most solid people I've ever met in my life. I mean that truly. Like he's I consider you one of my good buddies, and so
thanks, man.
Yeah. So if you guys are looking for something to do, or just want to help out somewhere, or you're just wanting to see Montana, it's a beautiful part of the world, and with great people, and they could dang sure use your help. So give them a holler, and the more I guess the faster you guys get stuff buttoned up, the faster he can get back in the shop building knives. So.
That's right.
Getting back to your TikToks. How many followers you got nowadays?
I haven't really been on TikTok since June, but it's something north of 6.
How many?
Fair amount, for sure. 6,000.
600,000 or 60,000?
No, 60. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Every time you went to say the number, it cut out on you, and I was like, shit. Still 60,000. That's nothing to snuff at. That's pretty dang good.
No, I've been super happy with it.
That's
awesome.
Even
though the Chinese are,
Hey, don't worry though. The Biden administration just signed a deal to help with election integrity with TikTok.
Oh man.
And
fuckers.
Isn't it fucking awesome?
They're fucking
What do we let's how soon you got to go to bed? How long?
20 minutes.
Okay. Well, let me take a piss and we'll come back and talk conspiracy theories for the last 20 minutes.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
Well, you got I know you've heard my theme song, but I have a theme song, and that's fucking cool. I feel like Trump. I got a theme.
Everything's gonna be alright. They try to hold me down, but can't nothing last forever. I feel it in